The grand halls of Alexander Carter's mansion were filled with marble floors, chandeliers, and priceless art. Yet, despite all the luxury, his heart remained restless. Alexander, a billionaire CEO, was known for his sharp business sense, but also for his distrust. He believed people only served him for money, not loyalty or kindness. Recently, he had hired a new maid, Grace, a quiet young woman who rarely spoke. She was diligent, respectful, and shy, always avoiding eye contact. Unlike others, she never flattered him or tried to get close. This made Alexander curious. Was she truly honest, or just hiding something? One evening, Alexander devised a test, and he reclined on his velvet sofa pretending to be asleep. His eyes remained half shut as he waited to see what Grace would do when she thought no one was watching. He had seen others fail this test before. Some stole small things, a pen, a watch, even food. Others whispered complaints. Alexander expected the same. Grace entered quietly, carrying a cleaning cloth and a small tray. She froze for a moment upon seeing him asleep. Then she tiptoed closer, careful not to wake him. Instead of pocketing valuables, Grace gently adjusted the blanket that had slipped from his shoulder. Her touch was soft, almost motherly. She then picked up the glass of water he had left behind and replaced it with a fresh one. When she was gone, Alexander sat up, curiosity burning. He unfolded the note. Inside, in neat handwriting, were words he never expected. "Dear Mr. Carter, I know it's not my place, but I pray for you every night. Money and success can't replace joy. I hope one day you'll smile, not for business, but because you feel loved. Sincerely, Grace." For a man who had spent years surrounded by insincere flattery and greed, the note struck deep. Grace wasn't trying to impress him. She wasn't asking for anything. Her concern was genuine. Alexander's heart stirred. Strange. She cares for details most ignore. But what happened next froze him completely. Grace looked at him with kind eyes, her lips moving in a whisper. "I hope you find peace, sir. You work so hard, but you look so lonely." She hesitated, then pulled a small folded piece of paper from her pocket. Setting it on the table beside him, she left quietly. The next morning, Alexander called Grace into his study. She entered nervously, her eyes lowered. "Yes, sir?" He placed the note on the desk. "Did you write this?" Grace's face flushed. She nodded timidly. "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to cross a line. I see how much you carry. Sometimes kindness matters more than money." Alexander was silent for a long time. Finally, he said softly, "Do you know how rare honesty is in my world?" Grace shook her head. "It's priceless," he said. From that day, Alexander's attitude began to shift. He stopped treating Grace like just another servant. He invited her to speak freely, to share her thoughts. Slowly, she became someone he trusted. The mansion, once cold and silent, grew warmer. Staff noticed the change in their boss. He smiled more, spoke gently, and even laughed at times. Grace's small act of kindness had touched something in him no deal or fortune ever could. One evening, as Alexander walked past the living room, he saw Grace sitting quietly, humming a tune while folding laundry. For the first time, he didn't see her as just the maid. He saw her as a reminder of what truly mattered: humanity, compassion, and sincerity. He realized that the wealth he had spent his life chasing had blinded him to simple truths. It wasn't the billions in his bank account that made him rich. It was people like Grace who carried hearts of gold. Alexander Carter, the billionaire who trusted no one, had finally learned his greatest lesson. Sometimes, the smallest, shyest voices reveal the loudest truths.